I have learned that it is not possible to achieve real success in life without taking risks, without taking courageous steps. As Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion when you settle for less than you can live with. When I think about this, I remember the first steps people take in their lives for their career, school, or dreams. Think about those moments when you didn't hesitate to take risks in choosing a university or in your professional journey. Maybe there were people around you who told you, lean on something reliable, but that never satisfied me. I wanted to go forward, to push the boundaries. Yes, maybe I didn't know where I would end up, but it was impossible to overcome the obstacles I faced without taking risks. Alongside these risks, I realized how important consistency is, because without determination, it's hard to finish something you start. When you pursue what you love and are passionate about, don't be afraid of the possibility of failure. There was an old IQ test that asked you to connect 5 dots without lifting the pencil. The only solution was to move the line out. This test was telling you that in order to succeed, you need to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to experience big failures. Don't be afraid to dream and set big goals. Dreams have no boundaries, but if you don't have goals, dreams are just dreams. At this point, it can be inspiring to look at the stories of people who have achieved great success. Baseball player Reggie Jackson had 2,600 hits in his career, but people only remember his achievements. Think about it, thousands of attempts, countless failures. But in the end, the things that are remembered are the results of his successes. There is also the famous story of Thomas Edison's light bulb. After 1,000 attempts, he succeeded on his 1,001st attempt. I think you know this, but the point is that failed attempts bring you one step closer to success every time. Failure is part of learning, and it moves you forward. Don't be afraid to know that something is going to go wrong in life, because failure is also a teacher. I remember how badly I wanted to be in a musical on Broadway. I wasn't very good at singing at the time, and when I auditioned, I didn't get the part. It was a big disappointment for me, but the experience made me realize once again the importance of not giving up. I tried, I prepared for the next auditions, I prayed, and finally I got the opportunity I wanted. Last year, I was in a play on Broadway in the very theater where I failed. There is no success without failure. If you always stay on the safe side, you are not trying. What you don't achieve remains as actions you didn't take and untapped potentials. Imagine yourself for a moment at the end of your life, surrounded by the ghosts of unrealized dreams, ghosts of untapped talents, unspoken promises, unrealized ideas. Imagine these ghosts looking at you with regret and sadness. So remember, take risks. Don't be afraid to fall and step forward. Every failure brings you a little closer to your goals. You have to try to achieve something, but you will never achieve it unless you try. Remember, goals are just dreams unless they become dreams. It is your courage to get up again after every fall that moves you forward. You have come to us because you feel there is potential in you, and you want to take action to realize that potential. We are all here so that when we leave this world, there will be no unrealized dreams left behind. So I ask you, how many ghosts of regret will be with you when the time comes to say goodbye? I have just returned from South Africa, a wonderful country with magnificent nature and warm people. But there are also areas full of people in need and living in the shadow of poverty. This is actually a painful picture that we see in many parts of the world. There is so much need. And this is why I am hopeful about young people. I feel that I am getting older, but I see the energy and the power of change in you young people. In this journey, think about what you have, what you can do with the talents you have. I'm not talking about the wealth you have. It's about values like courage, patience, kindness, or endurance of pain. Some of you will be business managers, others nurses or sociologists. Some of you have money, others have time. But what will you change in the world with these qualities? Do you have the courage to do it? Failure is often part of growth. Life is never a straight path. Sometimes you have to fall and get up and down along the way to understand where you are. When I started university, I was studying medicine. I couldn't even pronounce cardiac morphogen in the first year, and I failed the course. Then I studied law, followed by journalism. My grades dropped, my GPA dropped to 1.8, and the university directed me to take a leave of absence. That was the most difficult time of my life. It was a time when I felt lost. On March 27th, 1975, I was helping my mother in her beauty salon when an old woman took a long look at me and said, "Young man, I have a prophecy for you. One day you will travel all over the world and address millions of people." I didn't understand what she said that day, but years later I realized that what she said came true. Today I speak to millions of people and touch their lives. Reaching people requires not only knowledge, but also the courage and conviction to share that knowledge. The beginning of everything is to be open to learning what you don't know and to see the opportunities presented to you. Don't lose your courage. Don't take a step back. Contribute to the world with everything you have. When you fall, get up again and move forward. Although life sometimes throws challenging obstacles at you, remember that those obstacles will shape who you are. The people you meet along the way, your beliefs, and every brave step you take will give meaning to your life.